kid with the top percentage of all the Rattatas. He constantly calls you, trying to make sure you're doing okay on your journey. He is the Youngster Joey with the best Rattata around, and he is challenging you to watch this theory. Hello everybody, today we're doing a double Youngster Joey theory video. This does contain my own personal bias, as well as some biases of other people on the internet. All images and music are not my own, it's for the enhancement of this video, and this is the Team Rocket battle theme from Pokémon Stadium 2. It's there on the screen. So first of all, we're doing two theories today, and not one. You get double the treatment for one video. The reason this is only one video instead of two is the theories I'm covering in this video kind of depend on each other. They both come up with some of the same ideas in between them, and while you can make separate videos about both of these topics, it is easier to cover them both in one theory video. So let's begin with the first part of this theory. Is Youngster Joey a Team Rocket member? So, there's some possible outcomes for this. There's yes, that he is a member of Team Rocket, and no, he is the young confused trainer. So, my personal theory was that yes, he was a Team Rocket member, and I was trying to fabricating how that would happen. But I did find this theory on Reddit, and it basically stated that Youngster Joey, actually a Team Rocket, higher up leveled grunt, and he is tasked with the responsibility of tracking down Silver and following him throughout his journey, just to see what he does, because Giovanni has up and left 3 years ago, and Silver is now a character of interest, becoming a powerful trainer himself. It stated that Joey dresses up as a youngster in disguise, which, I mean, you would easily see that he's older than a youngster. But he dresses up as a youngster, watches you battle Silver, and sees that you defeat him. He reports this information to Team Rocket, and they instantly tell him to get tabs on you, player. He challenges you to a battle, and he comes out with his top percentage of Rattata to destroy you. You easily defeat it though, because it's only level 3, and you at least got a level 5 starter Pokemon this time. Probably a level 6 if you beat Silver successfully. So you defeat him, and he asks you for your phone number. Now this is just a trick. He doesn't want your phone number to keep in contact with you, to tell you how much his Rattata has been training up, even though that's what he says every single time he calls you, and he calls you pretty much every day in the game. What he's really doing is keeping tabs on where you are in the game. The short conversations are long enough for him to track where you are in the game. He takes this information and sends it to the higher ups of Team Rocket members so they know where you are. So Joey actually is a really good field agent. However, my theory was kind of deviated from this plan. The theory I had started as Youngster Joey was a young kid, maybe even younger than a regular Pokemon trainer. And taking into the advances of the last game, Pokemon Red and Blue looking at Gold and Silver, Crystal, or Fire Red and Green looking at Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Team Rocket understands that a youth defeated Giovanni, and they're trying to find the next child prodigy trainer. They believe that this Youngster Joey is the next child prodigy trainer, and they give him one of their top percentage of Rattata, because obviously they have a lot of Rattata because they're Team Rocket. And Rattata aren't that hard to come by, and we'll get more on that in the later theory, but they do apparently have some kind of breeding process where they breed better Pokemon for their higher ups, which really isn't apparent in the games, but let's say they do that, and they happen to give one of these to Youngster Joey, because they think he's a child prodigy, and then you wipe the floor with him in the first match. Obviously, inexperienced at battling, Youngster Joey continues his training, and eventually just slips back into the Team Rocket garb, and battles you as a grunt later on. He might be higher up leveled, who knows, but you don't really know it's Joey anymore because all the Team Rocket grunts go by Rocket Grunt. So you have no idea that it could be Joey. Now the possible way to deny this theory is very, very simple. Youngster Joey, obviously being younger than the character player himself, the character player just being old enough to obtain a Pokemon, meaning Youngster Joey really shouldn't have a Pokemon at all, saying he's too young for the typical standards, really wanted a Pokemon, and he goes trying to catch one himself, cannot catch one, and a Team Rocket member gives him a Rattata for a certain price, telling him it's a top percentage of Rattata. Team Rocket fools him into getting some money to fund their operations, which they highly need at this point because Giovanni's left. All their funding is pretty much gone since Giovanni's not running operations anymore. They need some money to kickstart the new Neo Rocket team. So that is the possible debunk for this theory. As I said, we have two theories in this one, and this is the second part of this video. Is Youngster Joey's Rattata in the top percentage of all Rattata? Now, first of all, I'm going to look at some DexNet entries for Rattata. So in Heart Gold, it says it eats anything, whatever food is possible, and it will settle down and produce offspring continuously. So I mean, Rattata is very abundant and is basically just a Pokemon looking for food. In Ruby and Sapphire, it says Rattata is cautious in the extreme even while it's asleep. It constantly listens by moving its ears around. It's not picky about where it lives and will make a nest anywhere. So again, stating that Rattata will live anywhere. That's why it's so common. It's very cautious in the extreme and very aware of its surroundings. Now you would think with that Dex entry that you would not see many Rattata. This makes sense for Ruby and Sapphire because Rattata is not native to the Hoenn region, so you don't see a lot of Rattata. But if you look at its Alolan counterpart in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and Moon and Sun, Moon says with their strong capacity for survival, they can live in dirty places without concern. Left unchecked, their numbers multiply rapidly. Now obviously, Rattata is again thriving in the Alola region, even as a variant, trying to survive, and that's why they adapt to the dark, dirty places and become a dark type as well. In Ultra Sun, they say the incisors grow continuously throughout its life. Its incisors get too long, this Pokemon becomes unable to eat and starves to death. So the two teeth in the front of Rattata's mouth are its incisors, and apparently those keep growing over a long period of time. And this obviously is probably going to be a lot easier to do with a huge population. You're not going to be able to be found that much. You probably can hide away and not really be found by humanity or even other Pokemon, so you're probably pretty safe, I'd say. But maybe they got more aggressive because the Alola region is a lot harder to live in for them. In an Ultra Moon, we finally get the last Dex entry I'm going to bring you. This Pokemon is common but hazardous. Its sharp incisors can easily cut right through wood. So maybe there is a pest problem in Alola that we're going to have to deal with at some point. That's not what this video is about. We're going to continue going into why this Rattata is the top percentage, or why it isn't. This all comes down to breeding. As I mentioned in the previous theory, there's a lot of things that go into breeding, and boy is it a pain. Boy is it a pain. If you ever tried to breed Pokemon, you know you gotta have Destinot, and this Pokemon has to have this IVs and these IVs, and you want 31 IVs and everything, and 0 IVs, and yada yada yada, etc etc. It's a long, difficult process. I've actually tried to do it, and I've never successfully got a full 31 IV Pokemon. I've got probably one of the ones that is like 31 and 5 stats and like 15 or something in the other stat. Pick a random number, plug it in. Anyways, IVs work from 1 to 31. 1 being the very lowest value, and 31 being the highest value. Now, IVs sort of work as genes, and they get inherited through the parent Pokemon. These Pokemon pass down 3 stats of each gender. So you have Lucario like on the screen. It can pass down its HP, attack, defense stats, while the Lucario female can pass down its special attack, special defense, and speed. Obviously, it's not good because you're just going to get another Lucario, pretty much clone in the bottom. What you want to happen here is you want Lucario male's special defense stat and Lucario female's speed stat. Both giving you 31 in special defense, 31 in speed, hands down. Now the other 4 stats all are 31 in each of the Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter who gets it. So you can possibly end up with perfect IV Riolu, a Riolu with 31 in all its stats except for special defense if it takes after its mother, and a Lucario, a Riolu with 31 in all its stats except for a 12 in defense. Now this is a little tricky, and I'm not really going to go into explaining that, but it's a lot of process and a lot of work. I actually said I did do this with my Talonflame I was doing in X and Y, but I never completely got through the process, so that never happened. Another thing that could go into this being a top percentage Rattata is the nature it has. Some natures boost different stats, so you can have a bold nature boosting defense, lowering attack. It all works out really weird, and they have about 5 natures that give you straight even stats, which are okay for some mon, but not ideal for most. So this Rattata, to have and be in the top percentage, probably has 31 IVs in each stat, an adamant nature or a jolly nature, and the guts or hustle ability as Runaway is not a very good ability for a competitive Pokemon. Now we're looking at competitiveness here because you're obviously going to be battling this Pokemon a lot more than you're going to be doing anything else with it. So that's what Joey is running here. However, this is highly unlikely because to get 31 IVs it takes a long time, and why would Team Rocket or why would Joey have access to a 31 IV adamant natured guts Rattata? That's just unheard of. So most likely what happened here is Team Rocket found Youngster Joey wanting a Pokemon even though he is not of age to get a Pokemon. They find him and tell him this is a top percentage Rattata, maybe perfectly IV trained, got the hustle ability, maybe a jolly nature. And they say if you want it, it costs 1,000 Pokédollars. So Joey goes home, asks his mother for 1,000 Pokédollars. His mother gives it to him, and they do the deal. However, this Rattata is not a top percentage Rattata, because if you had a top percentage Rattata, you would have to breed it. And to breed a top percentage Rattata, to 31 IVs in each stat, adamant jolly nature, and guts and hustle ability. Do not know what ability the Rattata has that Joey has. We don't even know the nature. We don't even know if it has it could have 31 IVs in each stat, but being so early in the game, a level 3 Pokemon, this Rattata is no way a top percentage Rattata. I'll tell you that because Team Rocket did not have some of the key factors in breeding a top percentage Rattata. This being egg moves. Now, if you had a top percentage Rattata, you're not going to leave it with tackle, quick attack, tail whip, things like that. You're going to get some of the really cool egg moves, maybe even some TMs here and there. But obviously, they don't want to use their TMs on a Rattata they're going to give away. So, for this to be a good, solid, bred, perfect Rattata, it most likely would have like Flame Charge, or Bite, or Counter, or some really cool stat covering moves, and moves that are different from its original typing being just normal. You definitely will see Youngster Joey with a Flame Charge Rattata taking on your Chikorita and destroying you. But he does not have Flame Charge, which means this Rattata most likely isn't bred. And even though some Pokemon do not retain some moves from their parent Pokemon, it's understandable. But for a top percentage Rattata, you're going to have Flame Charge on it, because Flame Charge is a really great move even for that low level, because you're going to be boosting your speed. So Flame Charge is a necessity on a low level Rattata, and also gives you some pretty cool coverage. So there is no way that Youngster Joey's Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. I hope you guys did enjoy these theories about Youngster Joey and his Rattata. If you did, make sure you do leave a like, and also subscribe to this channel for more content from me. I know it's been quite a while since we've done some Pokemon theories and Pokemon videos, but we're getting back to that. I just wanted to take a little hiatus at the end of last year, putting in some new content, getting you guys excited about some new things that you could possibly see in the future of the channel. However, I'm back in Pokemon Drive now, and we're going to get some really cool theories going on for you. As you saw in this one's been in the works for a couple months now, and I'm glad I finally have got all the pieces together to do this. I wanted to state that before I made this video, I thought this was an original theory. I did not know anything about the Reddit form of the Rattata theory, or the Youngster Joey Team Rocket member theory, and I have not seen any videos like this on YouTube. If there are, please, I'd hate to say it, but leave a comment with the link to it, because I want to go check it out. I really love to see these kinds of videos, so make sure you guys either tweet those to me, DM me on Instagram. Both of the links are there on the screen. You can go find me at ChaosMay006 on both of those sites. Leave in the comments if you have to. I'd rather not see that in the comments though, but if you have to, you have to. And obviously, let me know what you guys think about this theory in the comment section below. It did take some work to find out stuff, and I did run through a lot of possibilities with where Youngster Joey fit in the Team Rocket organization, and a lot of breeding. Oh, I hate breeding. A lot of breeding stats. So, thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Until next time, I'm ChaosMay006 signing off. Burn it up.